League started very bad. We're trying to make it very good with Champions League games squashed in the middle of all that run.
Grimsby Town have caught a whopper. Look what it means to the people of this town.
As yes people, welcome back to the Grimsby Town to glory. Firstly, apologies for the last video. I was in a rush, so a few mistakes were made. And today I'm also in a bit of a rush, but we can't rush the Champions League as we've got contracts that need signing, including Jadon Sancho, who's gone -2 this season despite changing back to a left midfielder. And this left midfielder, Dexter Elliott, being better, maybe earning Sancho a place on the transfer list. I know, an abrupt start, right? We've got to do what we've got to do because we're chasing the Champions League and the Prem. Here with the Mariners, as we can't afford to give some of our players contracts. Despite being second in the league, I don't think the board are coming to save us this year. With Arsenal 8 points clear, they have lost 0 games. They beat us to the title on final day last year, so I'm going to try and put a comeback on. Turn on the afterburners because we started really rough this year and Chelsea have been rough. Just taking a broader look at the table. Burnley down at the bottom in the last episode beat us, as today we've got to be playing, well, Inter and Arsenal, and then maybe actually Salford in the FA Cup, which we haven't won. Reached the semi-finals when we were a championship team, but no good since. Plus we lost to Exeter in the Carabao, so we owe this team a cup run. A team that's more than capable of a cup run, especially when we're going to change this round to this. Look how good that looks, especially when it's all fit, energy-wise and also injury-wise, because Mamadou Sarr, one of the early signings we made, still out for a further 2 months, which is frustrating, and we're still getting bids before the actual transfer window. A lot of over 100+ millions, but ones I don't want to accept. For example, Alejandro Gomez Rodriguez, if we'd go and sell him to a non-Champions League club when we're competing in the Champions League, well, we'd be really shooting ourselves in the foot. It's too big offers here. For a 32-year-old Jadon Sancho, they're getting accepted, as I believe we've revived his career, and now we don't have to do anything else with him. As a 2-0 win, Gardner and Groxtia at the Stadium of Light, as he's going back to Aston Villa. That's a huge sale to start today off with, as Noah Kenny keeps on scoring. Arsenal go watch their back, as the top scorer is still Cameron Gardner, an original Grimsby player, and we hammer Nottingham Forest, marking us halfway through the season. Okay, the points gap is closing up to 3 now of Arsenal, and we play Arsenal today with plenty more bids coming in for our players. It is obscene. 112.8 million thrown at Cameron Gardner from Newcastle United. Groxtia, 100 mil for a 30-year-old. They are trying to replace Wharton and get someone to join Caio Eduardo. I'll never forget we sold him there, as one player not willing to renegotiate a contract, unfortunately, is Dara Burns. I think it leaves me no choice but to transfer list him. Can't be losing him on a free. If someone does want to come in for him, let's give these new deals out. Although 81 million as a minimum, we're not getting the money through yet from the Sancho deal. And at least Anthony Patterson's happy with his game time. I don't even recall putting him into the team, but Jadon Sancho, thanks for the memories. 2 seasons. He got us in the Champions League and played Champions League. And now it's time to go back to Villa with 46 million. Contracts, man. Contracts. Noah Kenny wants to sign another one. As look how expensive our players are becoming. You can tell we're in the Champions League when 2 contracts altogether take up £3 million. And is there anywhere else we do want to sign? We've got the 2 strikers. We've got Elliott on the wing. Backup-wise, we've got Valu and only Fontana because Sarr is injured. But as you can see, 2 goalies on the bench is definitely never a good sign. So maybe a backup cam, because we are losing Dara Burns as well. One way or the other, as how are our lone E-boys doing? Right, we've got some 73 rated, that's good. And Grbasic to a 76 overall. Do we recall the Croatian? Maldini Kakuri, the same. Well, I'm actually thinking with a tactic here with Grbasic, and that's recalling him and putting him straight onto the transfer list. Sounds cruel, doesn't it? But if we get around 10 million for him, we can add that to the 40 plus and go and get a first teamer for this first team squad as how we're going to do... Oh, in the reverse game against Sunderland. No, we've lost and Dara Burns will be joining Fulham on a pre-contract. That's fair enough for Burnsy. It's kind of a Harry Wilson-esque move, which you'll love to see, as now Liverpool. Do we actually play 4 games today? Maybe I'm feeling excited because I still do want to make a signing, but with 43 million in our bank account, that's enough. We should be able to be patient with who we find, and we do have to keep the pressure on the Gunners' arsenal. As game audio on today, apologies again, I was in a rush yesterday, hence why it wasn't on the video. Literally couldn't get into the editing software in time, as here we go. This is inside of Anfield. Interesting little insight, but oh wait, why have we took kickoff? Isn't it usually the home team that gets kickoff? Anyway, we're gonna go with a rather fatigued Rodriguez, but it is Salford up next where he will get a rest, and Regular with a sweet turn. Needed to score the opening goal there, and Adam Wharton to give it into Dexter Elliott. Wharton, come on. We need to get this ball into the edge of the box. We need to beat Liverpool right here, and we're starting off very well. That defeat to Sunderland just has to be an anomaly, and we just can't break through them. But Regular's got absolutely loads of fitness. That should have gone to Regular straight away, but that is a brilliant ball into Dexter Elliott. Dexter can cross the ball into Rodriguez, chests it. Needs to do better with the finish. Adam Wharton now. Wharton into Rutherford. Rutherford down the line into Regular. He's going to drill it onto the edge of the box. Cameron Gardner likes a low-down shot. I was going to try and double bluff, cut back onto the right foot, but here we go again. Regular is going to come forward with Wharton. Wharton around the side into Rutherford. Let's try Cameron Gardner's low shot, which is usually better at. Let's try the corner tactic, but drag the man just towards the edge of the box. It gets the ball out here quicker with Hergsberg. He tried to get around Dominic Szoboszlai as we dominate at Anfield, but still don't find the breakthrough. Don't know why he's focusing on Rio and Gamoa. For the first time ever in one of these games, he has not been the focus. We have been the better team. We just need to continue being. As Florian Wirtz, okay, they're changing it around in the second half. That's a big save, Gomez, who they'll be begging to do bad because obviously he is an ex-player. Oh, no, he isn't. He's a player they always bid on. That's what I meant to say, but we should have had more pace on that pass. Cameron Gardner still. Elliott gets it round the corner. Cameron Gardner won't go down low. He'll go and find the top corner. And the breakthrough that we deserved through Cammy Gardner, the Grimsby original. Fantastic. As Rion Gamoa keep the pressure on these Reds. We shouldn't let them breathe with the ball, and Berlin just turns straight into Gomez's midriff here, and we can counter-attack again if we're careful. Rutherford does very well to push to the front. Dexter Elliott, we do have Mehmeti on now, but Mehmeti's run is compromised. Gardner's going to have to run through here, and he can pass it into Mehmeti. A counter-attack from Grimsby Town. Brilliant work, brilliant. Dominic Szoboszlai is done us, and they should have got a goal back there very late on in the game. But our hero Gomez, the one to stop it, as Mastantuono into Burton. Brilliant win. As next up is Salford City at Blundell Park. Now, I do want to go and get a cup run going, but we always lose to the first round, or in the first round, against the teams we should be beating. Look at that. We lost to Exeter ourselves. We could have gone on a brilliant run, with me fancying every single one of those teams to actually beat ourselves. And I'm not looking at the transfer offer for Fontana, but the shortlist for a backup cam. That's what I want from today. I'll look at Ben Stardai with potential. I'll look at Enciso, Canus, Bacola. Now, we shouldn't have too many seasons left of this Grimsby Town to glory. And I know, it's bad news, but it means we don't have to look at age as much. And Bilal El Canus is shouting out to me. Sabres and Cisco, but Carney Chukwuemeka holds the play styles. It's an Englishman returning, just like Jadon Sancho did. And I like to keep team links alive. We have Levi Colwill, who used to play with this man, and Salford is a good chance for the debut. So a 3-year deal is perfect for me. Now we're going into that League 2 game, which funnily enough is the team that Grimsby Town play tonight in real life. And as you can see, heavy rotation. We've got the Arsenal clash next, and an FA Cup game I haven't played, I believe, since that semi-final, so no wonder we're doing bad. Want a decent debut from Chukwuemeka as well, as there's Mehmeti giving it into Carney, and that It's a perfect start! All for the post and in. I think he's scoring that against Prem clubs. What a beautiful goal, can't he? Very, very nice. I think that allows early rotations, as look at the gaps we're getting left here. He isn't the fastest of players, but if he drills that below, that's a brilliant save, Kirkpatrick. Should be scoring the second here, but Deepu Raj, he's got a lot to prove now that Jadon Sancho's gone. Deepu Raj going for the spectacular, which in any game, I think this is the game to actually try it, especially when 1-0 up, as that's a bad pass. But we've given it straight back to Salford in a dangerous position. Poole, why has he not passed it? Woodburn, we've been allowed to run into the players twice. Francis Sauder waits for support from Raj. And Raj is turning on the afterburners right here. He's going to pass that one into his good old friend, Mehmeti. I just sense Salford haven't turned up. And that's Chukwuemeka with a run on here from Burns. Dara Burns, it would be nice for him to score maybe his last Grimsby goal, which could get me emotional. And he must just had a child off field. This is a phenomenal game into the second half, where we hopefully get more goals. It feels like every highlight's been a goal. We're robbing the defenders, who must just be on low energy. Francisco Sauder could have gave Chukwuemeka a brace, but he's a striker, and obviously he has that striker mentality to score himself. I think I'd be angry if he didn't do, and that honestly was the game over. It finished 4-0, every single moment felt like a highlight, and I made changes. Gabasic, Fontana, two players we could sell, stepped onto the field to not make an impact. Kornic the same as Luka Bergasic. Okay, I don't want a swap deal, and I can't remember accepting the loan, so we're going to try and get that money out of him to go into contracts, as here we go, the big one, Grimsby Arsenal. Despite a decent showing, we've got to go back to our full strength 11 here. It's these and then Inter, as we are 4 points behind, so it's crucial we get all 3 points if we do want to stand on their tails and give us any chance of catching them. It is at Blundell Park, however. Didn't realise that fact, and yet, I knew it. I knew they'd try a kick clash move. I still think you can tell which team is which, but it's the oldest trick in the book, Gunners. Eze trying to run at us right here. Yeah, I can tell with the socks and the black and white stripes, as now it goes through to Mahmoud, who absolutely roasted us at home in the early game in this fixture. That's a brilliant ball through, and Gomez. Did we just forget who was who? Maybe we did for that little occasion, as Jack Rutherford's running forward right here. Dexter Elliott returns it into Rutherford. Cameron Gardner needs to return it around the corner. Could Sweaty it, goes for the shot himself. It is early stuff. Abdullah, he's absolutely skinned us alive. We've dived in a little bit too much there. Need to block the passing lanes off, but Mahmoud, that touch actually took the ball away from us rather simply. It's onto the edge of the box. We've tripped Declan Rice. We've made the second tackle. Very long advantage, however, referee. And I'm moving the keeper slightly to the side. Cameron Gardner in the wall. No set piece, ole from Arsenal in this game, as we might have a chance just before half-time. They shouldn't get the ball back off us. Cameron Gardner around the corner. Rutherford's failed one of these shots. He's got pressure from Chukwuemeka to stay in the team, but that was poor. And Hergsberg trying to rise. We need to win, and that's a ball through onto Gomez, who gets there first. What a big save, Diogo Costa. Now we're not going to try an Arsenal. We're going to go for the edge of the box tactic. They've not picked up Noah Kene, and it never works with a clear goal. It's always bloody saved and out for another corner. One day it will work, and is this one day? This day. Adam Wharton through to Noah Kene. We just need more of those. Please and thank you. Abdullah, tackled by Groxtia, really keeps the ball in play as well. He was the regen Martin Zubimendi, who they didn't want to actually sign. Adam Wharton, cool as a cucumber. Regular, we need to win this game, don't forget. We've got 3 minutes left, plus the added time, which should, keyword should, be 10 minutes. And Regular's found a gap. He's going to shoot, and the keeper takes him out. Surely we were first to that ball as well. He took out the man after the ball was free. Absolute corruption. It wasn't a free kick for Declan Rice on the edge of the box in that first half, as it is into next. And I'm thinking, I don't really know about another signing. Maybe we move into the month after, as I'd love to get through in the Champions League and see who we would have up next. I think I want to get towards March. I think I want to make this a long episode. I think it makes sense, as Gabasic definitely won't be playing in this fixture, as we have literally sold him for contract money. That's the only reason. We need that money, as a draw against Inter, okay, and a win against Norwich. That's a bounce back that regular needed, with a late winner with 10 men against Feyenoord, putting us through, and another 2-1 in the Premier League, making it 4 simulated games, and we are still 2 behind Arsenal. They do like a draw, but I know we've got Brentford next in the FA Cup. Champions League shouldn't be organised. However, look at that. 5th place, the best English team in the tournament. We signed Chukwuemeka from the best team in Europe as it stands. Dortmund, we got 15 points. We didn't score many, we conceded a few, but we still finished up there. We got Frankfurt and Como. Really didn't expect to see those 2 clubs up here. And that should mean we get an easy game, as we have Spurs and we have Manchester City, with City just behind us, so we know which one we've got to play. Plus City at BP, and we might have to rotate a little bit because these lads have put an absolute shift in with all the 2-1s. It's a snow day here for City, and with the strength of our squad right now, I'm willing to rotate. We've got Francis Sauda and Mehmeti up top. Reason being, I've loved watching the pair of them play football, and Kenny Chukwuemeka behind, we did absolutely hammer Salford City, which is basically Man City's regen team, with how they was in League 2, managed to get their way up, and Buckley with the ball in, Nipan, it falls to Savinho over the top. I haven't changed the defence, so it should be a little bit better than that, but still, a few minutes later, Elliott with a return ball inside, that's round the corner, Francisco Sauda, can he do what we didn't do against Arsenal? Donnarumma with a very good save, and Goroxtia into Regular. Regular's got to get it round the corner, that's way too far back, or is it? We're trying a new tactic right here because we're passing it in the middle, but Regular's offside, as we've got to get his way out of this little mess we've got ourselves in right here. Dexter Elliott. Oh my days, he can't get out with a dribble. We can't forget how much they're struggling. How good Manchester City still can be. It's a mistake from our goalkeeper who we've trusted so much. We forget he has an error in him. Okay, so big 45 minutes now to keep that pressure on Arsenal. I think if we lose here, it's not mathematically over. Arsenal will draw more games, as proven by the table, but we've still got to keep on winning ourselves, which we are doing. And Adam Wharton skips to the side. Francisco Sauda, Regular making a point to it and not running where he points. Brilliant. Vardio clears. Maybe one too many changes might have cost us here, and Sverre Nipan has been absolutely all over us. Terrible tackle on him. City are pinning us in here. Erling Haaland round the corner to Masaka. Don't give that handball. Oh my days. City getting gifted everything. I've tried to move the keeper again. Is Erling Haaland taking this? No, it's Hakimi. Since when can they afford Hakimi? That is an absolutely incredible signing yet again, with Elliott round the corner into Kenny Chukwuemeka. A terrible, terrible game from that man, as Manchester City might be getting in this title race. Might be a 3-way run for the trophy, as they should have actually got a second goal there. Oh, it is a shame, but we actually put a weak team out there, so we can go full strength. For Brentford, we're away at their stadium. The G-Tech awaits a 3-0 Grimsby demolition job, with our starting 11 doing the business. Then we go and do it back-to-back with Chelsea. Gomez Rodriguez now scoring goals to try and catch Cammy Gardner. Still can't believe he's actually got more potential. Only 24. Sauda only 23, but he's a little bit way behind. And I can't believe there's 1 year in between Sauda and Alejandro. What? I thought Gomez was a lot older, and even though Manchester City beat us, that win against Chelsea's put us straight back in the title race. Arsenal are yet to play. However, they do play Manchester City. I'm going to be keeping my eye out for that score there as we continue to do our business. A huge win against the Geordies in Newcastle, and Arsenal do keep on winning, but our Champions League actual next game should be announced. We're going to play the Gunners.